What is going on? My third episode in 1 week. I am so glad to be here with you guys again. Today we're going to be talking about confidence. The last two episodes were about intentions, 3 episodes, intention, observations, and character. So today I want to tie in confidence. Why? Because I think it's very important that we all have confidence. Now, the building of observations, intentions, and character for me actually play a big role in confidence, because if we can build all three of those aspects in our lives, then we can, if we can observe, if we can place our, if we can have great intentions of what we're going to do and where we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. Of course, that can create a level of character after seeing what's going on, after observing essentially what's going on, what's actually, your intentions to what you're going to do differently or how you're going to do it to differentiate from the normal, right? From the average, maybe think outside of the box is what I'm saying. To creating great character, because that creates a great professional. And whatever you do, it just creates a great character, great person, however you want to see it, can translate over to confidence. So I wanted to say that I've recently just moved on from the Woodhouse Day Spa in Dr. Phillips. And I was having a meeting the other day and got pulled into an office, right? And it was testing my confidence. It was testing my confidence in actually all four, my character as well and confidence. So I was able to professionally, respectfully, deny everything that was said towards me because of my confidence and my character. I feel like I'm a professional currently as a massage therapist, and only people that understand true massage therapy and understand the benefits to it will understand the actual professionalism that comes with that, because not everybody's going to go get a massage at Massage Envy Hand and Stone, and you're probably not going to get the same experience that if you were to go to the Ritz-Carlton and get a massage, right? That costs you $300 compared to $60. Different quality, different professions, different character, different intentions, understand? So my manager pulls me into the office and of course tries to make me stay. I've actually completed 500 people at that spa, had 500 clients at that spa, and I've had repeats. I've had multiple people come in and ask for me based off of Google reviews, because I have put in that work early, because I really wanted to expand my horizons in the sense of the whole entire of actually what I've learned in the past. So I used to work at off lease only, which was the car dealerships, and there we were obligated to get reviews so we can be better salespeople. So when they seen us, they would see the experience, right? When they Googled us. So I brought that same mentality to the spa industry and to the massage industry in general, because of course we have the internet, and that's possibly like one of the biggest tools of resource that we have available at any time on our phone and in our pocket, in our hands. So I decided to use that resource as a great one, of course, creating very big character on how I wanted people to leave reviews. And of course they left reviews, and there was good ones, there was great ones, and there was never a bad one. So I was able to do that. So I sit in this office with my manager, and she says, I think you're making a mistake. And I say, well, I don't really think that I'm making a mistake. I'm actually expanding my modalities, because here I've taken 500 clients, I've massaged 500 people. My continuity, my fluidity is completely perfect. I feel like I'm okay with Swedish. I'm okay on deep tissue. I'm okay on sports massage. Why not dive into where I am able to try out chair massage, which is only 15, 30, and 50 minutes compared to 50, 80, 2 hours plus treatments, right? Plus like Vichy showers and soak bath, meditative mood soaks, and essential oils down the spine. I already know how to do all that. I'm good on that. So I said, I learned in school about chair massage, but I only had 1 day of learning about chair massages. And then after that, I was hired by a female out in Lake Nona to attend to all of her teachers. And it was chair massages. Thank you, Raven. And that being said, I had done so, but not that much. Of course, I don't have that much experience in chair massage, so I want to master that. So when I am able to go to events like Sunday farmers markets and sit there underneath a tent and offer my services, I want to be able to have that quickness, the professionalism, the quickness, the knowledge, and obviously it's just a completely different modality. It's a whole different way of massaging. So, I am completely excited. And in that meeting, I had told her like, hey, all of that. I'd said all of that. And she was still like, yeah, but, based it off money. And it was a monetary thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm working 4 days a week over there. And here I'm working 5, but sometimes it's like, you'll get a massage, one massage or 2 massages in one day and have to spend 8 hours of your day, which is technically 6 hours remaining of your whole day with doing nothing. And I have proof, I have receipts that this is not the highest paying spa in Orlando. So, that's just a fallacy. And it's okay. I understand that. You were trying to persuade me to stay, and that's not going to happen. Not only because I, want to move on to a different mode, but I just don't want to be complacent and stay there for 4 or 5 years and see no growth. Of course, I would grow my clientele, and that's no problem. But the growth of essentially leaving corporate would be put on pause because of lack of confidence. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna dive in fully into this, and I'm gonna do it because I know I have prepared myself. I had a period of time where I was preparing myself, and I was able to do that effectively. And why not take the leap of faith? The leap of faith. We must take that leap of faith. I am guided by God only, so that means that I will be okay in every move that I make. Of course, a lot of people would say that's oversaturated, but the truth is that yes, He has my back in every single decision that I do make. So I want to say that confidence is so big because we get put down, we get doubted from our own people, right? Our own people doubt us, right? And they start to inflict fear because they fear, but doesn't mean you have to fear. They're just sending you these little, it might not work. The grass is not greener on the other side. Well, technically it is. Technically it is always greener on the other side because the way that the grass grows from the neighbor's side of the house, you would always see it greener just because of the way it grows out of the ground, right? So that's the actual fact. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate it, but no, I am not saying you guys have, there was a lot of things said. You guys have, there's just the comparisons of both jobs are completely equal. But where I'm going to be currently working doing chair massage, there's a lot more benefits and there's a lot more aspects that I want to improve on that I already did at the spa. So why would I stay there, right? So I was just like, okay, this is perfect. This is perfect because this allows me to be professional. So I said, you know what? I don't want to be complacent. I want to move on. I am seeking further advancement in this profession, in this industry, because I know with only 5 months of working at this spa, I've created great reviews. I've created great clientele to come back. I've created people that at the door say, no, I want Julian. I don't want XYZ. I've seen it. And I really appreciate it. And I'm grateful because I've actually put in the work. I've actually sat down and read a couple books. I've seen the anatomy of the body multiple times, a lot of times. And I've been able to have 500 clients. I would probably say that 70% of the clients have the same stressors, like I said before. So it just made me more confident in being able to really speak what I know. So the truth behind confidence for me is knowledge, right? Once you have knowledge, you can, of course, have the confidence, should have the confidence because you know what's going on. Now, I know we live in a society where we can be all timid to say what we want to express because of how it can be or perceived or whatnot. But be sure, be confident of what you're going to say because you are a professional. You are a human being. You can express your feelings. You can say how you feel. You can, you can express your feelings. You can do other things that don't inquire anybody else. Anybody else? What am I, from Spain? Anybody else's opinion. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what they think. It doesn't really matter what opinion comes out of their mouth. Of course, take it into consideration if it's like family. And of course, be wise about the decisions that you're about to make because there's no going back, right? It's irreversible. Technically, it is irreversible. You can go back to that same spot. If you do things right? Like if you put your 2 weeks in, instead of just quitting right out of the blue, like I've seen as well, very unprofessional. I would never hire these people that quit on a Saturday at any other location because it's just very unprofessional, and that was just horrible. But that's not for me to decide, but I do have an opinion on it, and it was a complete lack of professionalism and general and character. So, confidence for me has been big since I was a kid. I think that growing my confidence was due to sports. Of course, I put the work in basketball, so I was really, in high school, I'd say I was pretty decent, fairly decent. Got my MVP trophy when I was in 10th grade. Actually came out of nowhere because I was just high flying through the sky, putting up these layups at the age of 16, 17. And nobody can reach me up there. So I was, just a kid, out of Puerto Rico, just trying to do things. But my confidence grew from my coach, Jose, Figueroa, because Jose Figueroa, thank you, señor. He actually built my confidence, and so did Jaime Aponte. He really did, build my confidence as well by allowing to get to my spots, actually providing plays that were specifically for me, and build that confidence, especially when English back then was one of my languages. It still is, but what I'm trying to say was my prime language. I wasn't as fluent in Spanish. But he was able to create that confidence. Of course, my parents have a very big impact on my confidence, especially my mom. Thank you, Mom. And thank you, Brandon, for allowing me to, again, Brandon, thank you so much for allowing me to be who I want to be and allowing me to be that person and building my confidence to a level of being able to be in a room full of professionals and be the other professional with wise words and great vocabulary. So I appreciate that. Of course, like he would say, you put in the work, you did it. It was you, but of course I have to say thank you because I'm super grateful. And, confidence really came from that, from sports, translated into different multiple jobs. I wasn't scared to hop around from jobs to jobs when I first got here. Like I wasn't scared to go from American Eagle to Target to Subway to Cold Stone, from Cold Stone to Off Lease, from Off Lease to Holiday Inn, from Holiday Inn to Cardworks, from Cardworks to massage therapy. I never lacked confidence because I knew that my worth ethic would make up the work on the back end. So that being said, I was just like, all right, perfect. This is easy. But now that I'm older and I'm able to understand and set myself aside from being just that kid, having that kid mentality to becoming, of course, a man mentality, where it's like, okay, you got your own stuff. I got everything that I want, that I need, and that I can be grateful for. But there's only one thing that was lacking, and it was that character. Of course, last episode I explained that a little bit, but with the character comes confidence, and I was just like, you know what? I need to be confident. I need to be a little bit more confident. Even though I was confident, I want to be a little bit more confident to where I'm okay saying what I want to say. So I say this nothing just to say. I say this just to say. I explain all of this about my experience with confidence because I want to invite you guys to do the same thing. I want you guys to just embody confidence. I want you to wake up one day and say, you know what? I am confident, and I am going to get through this speech. I am going to get through this presentation. I am going to get through this day. I am going to get my groceries done, and if somebody does say anything to me or say something to me, I'm going to be confident to respond and say, hey, thank you, or, anything. Excuse me. You have to be confident to be able to speak up, because we have a mouth for a reason. It's not only just to eat and indulge from the beauties of earth, but not only just to drink water and juices and whatnot, whatever else goes into soda. Just embarrassing. But water, I'd stay with water. We have our mouths for a reason, and it is to express our feelings, to express how we feel, our feelings, and to express our essentially our beliefs, and how we feel, and how to express ourselves. All these communication in general, that's what it's there for. Communication, period. And we really need to understand that a lot of subconscious tweeting, a lot of subconscious posts really don't resolve anything if we really don't put in practice what we really want, what we really want to achieve, what we really came here to do, what our true purpose is, right? Communication is key. Confidence is key. Character is key. I got this tweet the other day, and the guy was he's a production artist, right? And he was like, oh, I'm trying to make a podcast. In one of his tweets, my cousin added me. So essentially just tagged me in that tweet and said, I found one right here. And I was like, I sent him a nice email through my professional email, and no response. And I'm like, wow, that's very unprofessional from a professional, but I understand that the person could be busy. I'm not going on here to say, this person didn't accept any podcast because it's only been one day, and I'm okay with that. But my whole point behind that is that the professionalism within being professional is actually believing that you're a professional. Not that you're just an artist, but you're a professional artist. You're an artist. You deserve respect more than just going to clubs, and more than just smoking weed, and more than just drinking alcohol, and more than just the typical artistic life that we see on social media. That is not you. You don't have to be that person. You can completely be professional and say, you know what? I'm about my business, because that's how it is in the beginning. All this glamour and all this following and all this late night hanging out, chilling, really doesn't mean anything if we're just stuck working at a complacent job where we have no confidence, where we have no character, where we have no professionalism, where we're just at the tier bottom, because this is how it works. This is how corporate world works. And this is what I told my manager as well. I said, I do not want to be the person that is sitting down like a pawn while the owner is getting 6 different franchises and paying us misery with no type of benefits, no health benefits, no dental benefits, no vision benefits, no 401k benefits, no nothing. Why would I want to sit and be sedentary at the bottom when I can completely just move away from this whole entire picture and say, you know what, I want to be on a different realm. I want to be in a different environment where I am surrounded with people that want to grow. So the same application of that mentality that I applied to the spa world to move on is the same mentality that we can all take a dive into and try. Eliminate those people that keep you down. Eliminate those people that want to spend your money, because they really just want to spend your money. They really do. Let's have a good time. What are we going to do? We're going to go to a club and have alcohol and beer at a VIP table, which is going to cost me $800. And yeah, we could probably split that up by 20 people, but what are we going to get? A drink each, and then I have to go out there and make pay $15 for a different one, and then a different one, and then a different one, and then a different one. Then you come home and you check your bank account and you're like, oh my God, what happened? What did I do yesterday? Okay, well, let me tell you what you did. You went out of your profession and you went into the nightlife and you went to spend money that you currently do not have yet. You don't have it yet. You don't have to live that lifestyle of wanting to be of wanting to be that person, of wanting to be that character that drives you and derives you away from who you truly want to be, which is that worth ethic, which is that Mamba mentality, which is that complete nice person that you don't want nobody to say, you know what, that guy is or that woman is a complete asshole. No, I want the person to say that person was there for me. That person's a loving person. That person always tries to spread love. Doesn't matter. I'm not saying go out there and, be friendly. And what I'm trying to say is I'm not implying to not be yourself. I'm implying to be yourself, but to understand where you can withdraw and where you can add, right? So that's very big. I'm very big on that. And that truly builds confidence and character, because confidence comes with you being able to be so disciplined, right, that you're able to sit back and say, nah, I know what's wrong and what's right, and that's not right, and that's wrong. So it's pure confidence, guys. It's pure confidence, and let's practice that a little bit more. Let's go ahead and dive into what confidence truly means. And I promise you that you won't be unsatisfied. You will be completely satisfied. And guys, it's time. It's time to be confident. It's 2022. We have a lot of the same. It's a saturation of the same type of people that were around. Do not discredit and do not discourage and do not diminish the real people out there, the people that are actually grinding, the people that are actually putting in the work, the actual people that really care about human life and their life and want to build families and want to find that right person and want to find the person that wants to hug them every single night and learn together and grow together and be able to wake up that same morning and go to the gym and have a great workout and be able to live a healthy life, a happy life, a relaxed life. Being able to do all of those things comes with confidence, guys. We need to walk this world with pure confidence. Walk with your head straight. Don't walk with your head sideways or down. In Asian culture, you do not put your head up and you do not put your head down. You keep straight forward and you look straight forward. Why? Because it shows a line of superiority if you're looking up, and it shows a side of complete no confidence when you're looking down. But if you're looking straight forward, you are leveled with that person and you are looking straight at the eyes of that person, and that makes you a confident human being. So practice eye contact when speaking. Of course, practice vocabulary, understand that making our words better. And I will still say I am not perfect at vocabulary. At grammar. I am completely learning still, and every day I will be reading new books, understanding new words, looking up the definitions on Google. We don't even need a dictionary anymore. You could just Google the word, of course. I hope you guys know that. We all do. But confidence building is very important for intentions, for character, and I'm going to keep repeating that because it's very important that we have confidence and not lack that, because we are strong individuals, we are strong human beings, and we as human beings come differently. We have different backgrounds, we all have different experiences that are worth sharing, that are worth learning from, even if they're the worst ones, like death, diseases, situations of marriage and divorces and suicides, all these bad, things possibly can come from, of course, sicknesses and whatnot, but it really does derive from the brain and where you position yourself at what time and what are you doing, and if you're living in that world of pure hate or if you're living in the world of pure love. So I believe everything is mental. That's just me. But I really wanted to say that it's been a blessing to be able to make 4 episodes, in less than a month, and I'll put them out there. I also want to say that we live a beautiful life, guys. We live a beautiful life full of opportunities, and it's all outside. It's all outside. We can do so. Nobody is limiting us to do anything. It's only ourselves, stopping ourselves from ourselves. So that being said, I wanted to invite you guys to try something different, do something different, understand that you are a capable human being of accomplishing anything that you put your mind to, honestly. And that's going to take a lot of steps to do so that can be done in a short period of time if you're truly about it. So contact me if you guys have any questions. Let me know what you think about the video. I gave you a little short situation about confidence that happened to me. 2 of them, of course, that happened to me throughout my life. So I hope you enjoyed that. And tell me about your experience on confidence. What have you done to build your confidence, and how do you see that affect your day to day? I love you guys. Understand that if we eat healthy, we feel better. We are better. If we work out, we are better. We have a great metabolic system. Metabolic system. Sorry. We have a great brain. We have a beautiful heart that pumps blood involuntarily. We have a beautiful brain that thinks on a subconscious and a conscious level. And it's only up to us to work them out and see what works best for us and choose who we want to embody and choose what we want to embody, because we are our only competition, like I've said it before. And I love you guys, and I hope all of you guys are able to obtain everything that you guys want to see, everything that you guys want to do, everything that you guys want to accomplish. Stay real, stay here, stay present. I love you. All right, guys. Deuces.